calling in.
I'm
that
gonna
is
get fired
not
for
the
that.
voice of
That's
Justin
not gonna
Haigler.
work. I'm not a singer.
Not the best one we've ever had. Better than I could do.
That was
I'm not a
flat
singer.
as this table.
Welcome to Backstage with the Simple Church podcast without Justin Haigler. We're going to hope he walks in any minute now. He
Putting
said
out fires.
He's at a fire, helping, and he'll be here.
He is the chaplain.
So at any point, walking in live, if you're listening to the audio version, much less exciting.
I think that's listed in the other duties and responsibilities section, putting out fires.
I think that literally, if you're watching live on Facebook, you're going to see him join us any minute now, every Monday, 3:30. Thanks for tuning in.
You think he's listening? Like, I'm coming, guys.
Yeah, I'm coming. Give me a minute.
Oh, he's probably listening just so he can come in and be like, Josh, what are you talking
He didn't have
about?
Facebook. How could he listen?
Oh, that's true.
Is he on YouTube? We're not on the tubes?
Not on the tubes today. We're trying to figure out some technical difficulties, Jordan, so we're going to just stream
YouTube
on.
not wanting us to be great right now.
The people, if we ever want to get backstage with it, said that it might be the internet speed and try just doing it on Facebook today. That might be why we're having some blurry
Who
issues.
told you that?
Riverside, the streaming app. So there you go.
We gonna see.
Not that exciting. But
What's
we're
your,
glad you're here
what's
on
your
Facebook.
speed?
26.9 megabytes per second.
That should be enough.
I thought so.
Should be.
We're going to see. It looks good right now on Facebook. Let us know what you think. Thanks for joining us. We're glad they're here. Jump in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Ask some questions. We'd love to know what's going on with you. And we are in the middle of parent talk.
Yes.
Right before the mics went on, we got some of it out of our systems.
Oh, yeah.
All three of us are dads of kids.
Keep some of that stuff off.
That are young.
Mine
Right.
was all positive.
All positive. Jordan
Totally positive.
never complains. Jordan
Never.
only brings the encouragement, talks highly of people.
I don't always bring encouragement, but I don't typically complain.
My Instagram DMs would say otherwise.
Yeah, right?
All the
What am I
videos,
complaining
all the
about?
videos you sent me.
What was the... Okay.
Okay. That's funny stuff.
That is funny.
Absolutely. He's a good reel sender.
Yeah, just don't put me on speakerphone if I call.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's a
Definitely
good
not.
call. Absolutely. But we're glad you're joining us in the wrapping up the No Fear series. Justin, again, hopefully will be here to talk about it soon, but it's been a good series. Resonated with a lot of
It
people.
has. It has.
There's a lot of fear out there.
It is, and I think I like that it's hitting on all different points of fear because not everybody's got kids, or not everybody has anxiety, or not everybody has whatever the subject of the vehicle of the week he's choosing. But I definitely think there's been a little bit of something for everybody.
Health scares. If you haven't had one, you probably will in your life.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
statistically, it's the world we live in.
it's crazy, and then just the fear of worrying about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. People living longer, such a thing that really we don't talk about a lot.
no, we
But-
do not.
Unprecedented in human history. People now, the average lifespan in the United States is like 65. 100 years ago, it was like 40.
That's crazy.
It's jumped dramatically.
That's
so
crazy.
people are living longer. So
Because they didn't have all these pets.
Oh, good transition. We're talking
Nope.
some pets.
Nope, you're
Not
not gonna
on
get me.
air. You're not getting
Not
Josh.
gonna get me.
Josh has the most pets out of us. More than you and me combined, because right now I have 0.
Yeah.
And I have no complaints about that.
I have 9. Well, I guess you don't count the kids, so I have 6.
Oh, okay. 6 animals, 3 kids. A lot of activity in your house.
Yeah.
Great crawfish boil at your house this week.
Oh, yeah.
Had a bunch of
Had
folks
fun.
hanging out.
I didn't get the reminder.
But I
you
did
got
send
an
you the
invite.
invite.
You did send the invite,
You
but
said,
I just didn't get the
maybe.
reminder.
You didn't want to come. I had a great time, Josh.
Cooked crawfish.
How do you know I didn't want to come?
Because you said maybe.
Yeah.
That was not an emphatic. Yeah, let me
Well-
put it in my calendar. Let me tell my
About
family.
1,000 kids
You know
running
what?
through my yard.
Right? You know what, Josh? It's important to me. I'll be there for your friendship.
I
Jordan did not
appreciate
respond to that.
I appreciate that.
There he is. Only a
There
few
you
minutes
go.
behind. Live on the air.
Come on now.
We're jumping in. Pastor Justin Haigler. We're just talking kids, talking parenting, a little bit of
Kids, pets, and parenting.
fear. That's right. Josh got a lot of pets. He was venting a little.
I've had them.
What was the most you had at peak? Because you had quite
We
a
had,
few.
well, when we were breeding,
Well, yeah.
we had like I think it was 8 puppies and mom and daddy, so 10.
Yeah. You've had a lot of
No,
animals in your house.
Ooh, no.
Hey,
They didn't stay long.
they didn't stay long. That's money making.
I'm barely
well.
surviving with the 6
Them braces and them, I talked about Sunday.
When you said there's cars in each of y'all's mouths, that
That's-
was funny.
That's true.
Oh, and it's funny when he lists the price that he got. I was like, oh, you got a deal
They
for
didn't
what
get
they
cheaper.
cost now.
And you
Right.
want a free set, right?
I think I did. I think we won one of our kids got it free, but I think it was like almost $4,000 a person.
6 now. What the
6,
quote
brother.
is.
Yeah. And that was Angie's buck teeth. I don't care to tell you all that. She's easy on the eyes, but boy, back in the day, them teeth were hurting now. You heard me?
Well, my
Some-
2 that need braces right now are not biologically related to me, so that ain't my
Yeah,
fault.
they're not inheriting yours.
See, so like these teeth right here,
Clean.
no, that's natural. I've never had braces.
Really?
No, so my
Same
my,
here.
my top teeth are fine. My bottom teeth, don't look at them, cuz. I mean,
What about John?
neither.
Really?
No, genetics. Now, what we didn't get, okay, our teeth are okay, but our eyes are jacked up, and that hairline's hurting too. Cause you hurting.
Can't have it all. The famous story in our house is I got braces and my baby sister Emily got braces. Aaron, my mom's like, I don't think you need them. She's still a little bitter about it. She did Invisalign herself later.
Yeah, no, Angie went even after she got braces and everything. But then she went and got Invisalign even as an adult.
Yeah.
So the jokers are still trying to trick her because she done paid all that money back in the day. They said, we back. She said, no, get back in line because y'all ain't going to be doing all that.
Yeah, no,
That's a fact.
I didn't have braces. Courtney did. Both of her sisters did. Layla's got them now. Dom's going to need them. Chloe may or may not. We'll see, but yeah.
So our dentist referred
cheap.
both kids, and now you go and get a check-up every 6 months for free. So I don't have to pay anything yet, but every time that I see that on the calendar, I just know it's a ticking time bomb waiting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did a deal. I won't remember who we did ours with. It's been so long ago. It seemed like it was Cassie because I think he went to high school with Angie. And they did a deal where they drew something.
With the magnet on your car,
Yeah, the
right?
magnet on your car,
I
and they
remember
got
that
your
happening.
license plate, and we won.
Oh, that's cool.
If they see
And I
you
was
with
like,
the sticker
thank you,
on your-
thank you,
Is
Lord.
that why there were so many Cassie stickers
Yes.
running around?
That's exactly
That was
right.
I
genius.
They
need
were like,
somebody else to run that special again.
hey, and that's a pretty good. That was smart.
Yeah.
because
I remember it
if
being
you
on,
put
like,
that on
every
there,
car.
Yeah, then they would
free
just write
advertising.
down your license plate number and then randomly draw one.
Well, that's cool.
And you'd win. So I was like, good Lord, thank
That's a
you.
good deal.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I was running into a fire. We had a little fire over there. So,
Everybody all
you
right?
know, yeah, Gatorade. I had a big Gatorade man, though. And then I had to go do the boardwalk estimate. We were doing some painting. So,
Talk about the Gatorades real quick. For people who don't know, you're the chaplain.
Yeah.
You show up, and it's a very practical thing, a way to do good.
and very thankful for everybody who donates them. So people
right.
drop them off at the office. Gatorade Zero, by the way, and we like the small bottles, believe it or not. So if everybody's looking for a way to bless and drop at the office, or what we do is, or what I do is every fire in Bossier City, not Bossier Parish, but Bossier City, I respond to if I'm able. So 99% of the time I'm able to, but then like today it's hot. So you got all that bunker gear on, all that stuff. You go into a house fire, you come out, man, they're sweating like you wouldn't believe. So they have water and stuff, but when I came on as chaplain, we decided to start bringing in Gatorades, and they love them. They were very grateful that I showed up in the middle. I said, hold on, boys, I'm coming. So just try to make sure all that gets done. This was not a major fire. They actually had a limb fall off, hit a weather main, caused it to spark, and caught the house on fire. So it's a nice. I mean, yeah, it was. Yeah, but thank God they put it out quickly, and nobody was hurt, and no big deal. But you just got to get all the men and the heat and all that stuff. But
Only getting hotter.
and it's 24 hours a day, 365. So if it's 2 a.m, I'm rolling. If it's whenever 3 p.m, I'm rolling. And I'm still coughing, so
But nothing's wrong with you.
That's all right.
I think I just got a tickle in my throat.
You made me laugh yesterday because you came out. You came out. I think it was the last service, and you came out, and Justin gracefully came in yesterday morning. He goes, "I'm going handheld today. That way you ain't got to hear me coughing."
Oh, I'm
I
so
said,
sorry.
Thank you, sir.
And we say people don't pay attention. 2 different people private text me. He's like, why is he using a handheld mic?
Josh
Something wrong?
texted me
I
too.
texted Jordan and asked him.
They noticed.
And right after I texted you, he coughed and pulled the mic away. I was like,
Oh,
oh, okay.
I get it now.
But you came out of the last service and you went, "Hey!" Like your mic was in your hand, and you were like, "Oh,
my bad.
Old habits.
Well,
I
y'all-
thought I didn't unmute you." I'm like, "Ah."
Well, no, y'all do a great job. At that point, I was just trying to get through 9 because I'm like, whew, man, it's still on me. And then you know that if it gets in a fit, you don't want to be. I mean, on the head mics backstage with Simple Church, I can't mute. Jordan would have to guess when I'm going to cough. But I'd have to go like have a symbol.
Which is kind of crazy though, because like I've been sitting behind the desk watching you preach for so long.
Yeah,
I
you
could
probably
probably predict when you're
Yeah.
about to do it.
Yeah. Well, and that yesterday was just easier. And I don't mind a handheld. I mean, it's easier. I mean, it's whichever works best. And sometimes it's because I'm trying to get loud and have fun, and other times I'm preaching or whatever. But very thankful because we didn't have any issues yesterday.
That's right. After
Amen.
There we go.
The lights stayed on. You know, we
Right
didn't
away.
lose
Amen.
any.
no streaming issues today. Looking good so far.
Hey, man, come
There
on.
we go.
We're
Everything's
looking
looking
for
up.
questions. We're looking for questions.
We got some people watching, so if you're listening to the audio side later, it goes on Spotify and Apple Podcast every Tuesday. But if you're tuning in live on Facebook with us, Mondays, 3:30-ish.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Well, I was trying.
Sometimes we got a fire
did?
to put
I
out.
was like,
got
dude,
them.
I got a fire. I'm rolling. And I think I can get there and get back, but
And
it's
you know
going to take me
what?
a minute.
Somebody at this table said, "Oh, he's not coming."
Oh, I'm coming, baby.
I did say that.
Yeah, no, I'll
What
be
you
here.
tell her at lunch today? We coming.
We coming. When I called Posadas and said Simple Church is coming, the lady was like, "Look now, just come on over here and we'll see how things come." I said, "Baby, listen to me. I'm
We
coming.
gonna be there.
And then they said
Strong.
when I got there, she was like talking. I said, "Hey," she said, "Yeah." I said, we coming. We here,
Told
baby.
you. But
And
they
she
were
laughed.
on it. Two waitresses.
Oh, she
the
got
most
tickled.
tortillas and chips they ever had.
Oh, it was awesome.
I was on
They
hit
took
today.
care of us.
That's right. But anyway, if you want to tune in live,
We talk
Facebook,
about
you can
food a
hear
lot
about what
here.
we do for lunch. You can hear about what's going on, and you can
So
ask
funny.
questions and
Croaking out.
comments. Dave Kruger watching one of the regulars. What's up, Dave? We
Thanks,
got
Krug.
Carol watching Australia again. I guess she's getting up early now with us. Made it a habit.
Thank
awesome.
God.
5:30 a.m. her time.
I wonder if she has any real questions for us, because like from the Australian point of view, I wonder if there's a different insight or a different take down under than it is from here. That would be an interesting
Are
thing.
there things we say or like references or things
Oh,
you
I'm
don't
positive
get?
of that.
Absolutely.
I mean, just because of
She's watching, Carol,
one of my
let us know.
favorites of all time back in the day was the Crocodile Hunter. You know what I'm saying?
Steve Irwin.
I mean, Steve
You
Irwin. That
dressed
was
up
like
as
I will have to find a picture.
wrestled
We'll
an
put it on there.
alligator. I don't know if we have.
I do
I'm
have
gonna
one
look.
somewhere, but I don't know where. But yeah, but I loved him. So but I loved Down Under. But yeah, here's their little insight backstage with Simple Church. You know the reason that I started loving Australia? This will be nobody would ever guess this here. And this goes all the way back to my middle school days.
Well, now it's Bluey. The kids love Bluey.
Yeah, but it's not Bluey.
Predates Bluey.
Rick Springfield, son. You know who's from Down Under.
Did not know that.
Yes.
Have you ever
Rick
been?
Springfield is?
Nope.
Nope.
Have I ever met him?
Have you ever been to Australia?
No.
Oh,
I'd love to go to Australia. It's beautiful, though.
We need to find a reason to go.
Yeah, but it's just funny. Like I connected, and so I picked with all the For King and Country guys because they're all Australian, you know. And by the way, we sold out of the books again this weekend
Incredible.
immediately. So we're
Thank
trying
you
to
for
yes,
supporting
thank you for
that.
buying
I'll put a
the
link in the
books.
show notes if you missed out again.
Yep, I'll try to get some more for this weekend. But the small bones, we just talk about it all the time because they just make fun of me because I'll try to put my Australian accent on them. And,
What?
you know,
do an accent?
yeah,
No.
I don't know why, but good day there, mate. Crikey,
Put another shrimp on the bobby.
yeah, crikey.
Nice parking,
man.
Rita.
That's right. Tina watching this time, not from the pool. She's watching
My
at
mom?
Spine Institute working.
Hey.
Tina,
not my
different
mom.
Tina. We got Johnny Reagan asking how's Justin's health. What's the latest update?
Oh man, okay, so I'm fighting through this cold that I seem to be
Different.
making it. Yep. But looks like we'll be doing a surgery in June, give or take. Waiting on Hannah to graduate, and then she goes on a little trip, so we'll do it when she gets back. But I think it's going to be all fine. They think it's pretty minor. It'll be a couple of days in the hospital and about a week and a half off, 2 weeks, and then I'm supposed to be back. So we're even trying. We were meeting this morning talking about maybe I should do it after Father's Day because we'll just depend on what the schedule looks like because you got Father's Day. I hate missing Father's Day.
Man
We always
Day.
have fun. Man Day.
That's right. But this week, Mother's Day.
Mother's Day. This is
Yeah,
all about the
that's
late. We got a lot
Mama's
going
first.
on. I was just on the phone with Sugar Show, and we were working on Pedophore.
Caleb didn't know what that was. Never heard of it. You know what a
You've never heard of a
is?
pedophore?
Oh, my wife loves
Okay,
pedophores.
Caleb hadn't, remember? This morning. He
Had
never heard of it.
pedophores in my wedding.
So they'll have pedophores there
Little
for
pastry.
moms that you can buy in the Do Good Cafe outside. They got free stuff too. We're gonna have cookies. We're gonna have lemonade for mamas.
Southern Sips. our
Southern
friends,
Sips.
the
Yeah, it's
Labassers.
gonna be tea and lemonade, I think. But anyway, it's gonna be awesome. They got a lot going on.
Ellis
Flowers.
Pottery.
Ellis Pottery's gonna take care of us. We're gonna actually, if you absolutely wait till the last minute, we're gonna have some flowers for you to buy for your mama.
That moment you walk into church and be like, oh,
Oh, yeah, today
I
is
forgot.
Mother's Day. And Ellis, Derek, and them are just incredible. So if you're going to buy flowers, man, support Ellis. They
We
do a
went
lot.
this weekend.
Yeah, they really are great. But we're going to have some hanging baskets and stuff available. We've never done that before. But we're going to partner with them, just like we're partnering with Sugar Show and others, just to give you
Hoping the
an
rain stays
easier
away.
shopping experience.
Pretty
Again, this
weekend.
is your free reminder. Mother's Day is this Sunday, so if you ain't shopped yet,
Yes.
And the church statistics say moms want to go to church on the highest 10 days of the year,
Yep.
go as a family, eat out. Father's Day? one
Not
of the
so
lowest.
much.
So go
But
with
we
your
brought
mom.
that back because
Man
people
Day.
don't want to miss Man
Trying.
Day when we have free food and a lot of fun and cutting up.
Defy the odds. That's right. So we're excited. It's a good time to be a part of Simple Church. Thanks for watching. Alan Smith said, looks good, sounds great. Lynette McCauley said hi. Kathy Carter said hi from
Hey,
Texas.
I'm giving all of them highs, and this is for Alan because
Big A.
he was just texting me a minute ago, which right when I was at that fire, and then I got in the car and I saw it. So we're doing the prison on Friday, okay? So Alan was like, hey, what songs do you want to play or whatever? And so, you know, Alan can play anything. He's played it all. So, like, we started in 80s rock. Y'all know that. Okay, now he's 90s country. We did Christian music. So he was figuring out, well, I said, well, here's the good news for you, Alan. I said, my nickname at David Wade Prison is DJ Mixlicious, cuz.
Oh, boy.
So what I like to do when I show up, I flip all the wax, cuz. So we're going to do a little of everything. I said, bring some of that 90s, bring some of that 80s, bring some of that worship if you want to. You can do anything you want to do. But one thing that's going to be on the hit list come Friday at the David Wade, how can you not go into prison and not play Wanted Dead or Alive, son? That's what I'm talking about. Put it on the DJ Flip the Wax, Big A. Let's hit it on down.
Do you know Bon Jovi?
One of my favorite songs to play on Rock Band.
I'm trying to get well because I was supposed to try to record this Wednesday, like for Open Eyes, and Greg was sick and I was sick. He's like, maybe you can do it this week. It ain't cleared up yet, but by Friday, I'm hoping that I can have a little fun with Alan. Let's get one song in there.
It's gonna have to be you singing. They heard me singing. It wasn't
good.
He did the intro.
I had to do the intro.
It was
better me or
it
Jordan?
was flatter than this table.
Yeah, that's
son.
fine. That's all good. But Big A, we're gonna have fun Friday. It is gonna be an incredible experience. Alan's never been there, I don't think. We've been before. It is going to be fun. We got 1,000 do good shirts we're handing out. Every inmate gets a do good shirt, which is awesome. If you'd like to make a contribution to that, we would love to have you make a contribution.
I'll put the Venmo in the comments and we'll drop
They wanted one when we showed up last time. We thought how cool to be. Michelle is also, Alan, just for you to know, and anybody else out there is.
I like we have a personalized podcast for
Well,
Alan.
because he's
That's right.
listening. I mean,
he's in the comments. He said, got it. I can't wait for Dead or Alive.
Right. And what I was saying is, like, Michelle went to Southwood too. So the prison warden, we all went to Southwood. Alan went to Southwood, I went to South. So it's just kind of a connection of all of us growing up together. But she does an incredible job over there.
Yes,
and it is an incredible experience. I mean, Josh has been. I mean, Evan, you've been. It's awesome. So I think they got volunteers. Robin's coming back, and we're getting ready to do all that. But that'll be Friday before Mother's Day. So it's going to be a busy week again.
That's it.
But we're going to have fun. It's going to be awesome.
Robin just texted. She got to see baby Elliot. Fill people in with that. She got stopped by in Dallas. So.
Yeah, we got a lot going on with people. And, y'all were talking about kids when I came in, but, with like, it's Stillman and Elliot and all that. I mean, it's crazy.
1 week old, found out he had a heart defect, was born.
And I'm preaching on it. I've been there when Ian, we thought it. I can empathize because it is terrible when you can't do anything. Like you feel helpless as a parent to watch your kids go through things. I got an update on Will. He went through another surgery and doing well, but it's just so hard to hear these kids going to the hospital and going through all these times. So we're praying for all of y'all, every one of them, everybody. Let's all unite and keep praying for all these babies.
If you have a request, you'd like somebody to know, please reach out. Email prayer@thesimplechurch.tv. There's a form on our website and the app you can go to, and we definitely would love to be praying for you.
Yes.
Have a prayer team of people because it's a lot.
But if you think of John Vance and Elizabeth, send them a text. They're up in Memphis and St. Jude and coming out of the hospital.
Jessica.
And then Stillman and Jess are over in Dallas. So there's a lot of people. There's many others too. I'm only just talking the two we just brought up, but just send in the prayer request. We'll do our best to try to be. I have not been able to go anywhere because I was so sick.
Right.
I couldn't go see anybody in the hospital.
I went up there yesterday after church.
Angie went and saw him the day Elliot was born. She actually got in there before they knew they had any trouble. So. But we're praying and thinking about everybody for sure.
Absolutely. It's a lot. We'll get into parenting here in a sec. Couple more comments. Terry Seaman said he saw Rick Springfield with you in concert.
We did. Thank God
for
Hirsch? Let's see. Let me think back where we saw that. I want to say that was in Monroe, but it could be Hirsch.
Okay,
Terry remind me. I can remember. Hey, by the way, Hirsch Coliseum was the place. And me and my kids were talking about this because Red Clay Strays are coming in November, which I'm going to go to that. Me and Emma were on the porch yesterday. We're going general admission on the floor, old school. That's what they have that section.
Mosh pit.
We're going mosh pit. And Angie was like, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. And I'm like, Angie, if you have any strength left in you, Mama, we got to do this. I bet that's what you said. It's pretty close to that. It might have actually been G-rated because it ain't Justin After Dark. But I said something similar to that. And Angie's like, I got to think about that. But I go back to Hirsch. You realize, like, we were paying $15 and $18 to see the biggest bands in the world?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now it's like, for general admission at Red Clay Strays, I think the cheapest, it was $140.
Which is
per
wild.
person. But then I hit me why. I did reflect and think upon why is because with streaming, they don't make the money on album sales anymore they used to.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they're getting it back on the other side, which I love music, so I try to support them. If I can afford it, I try to go. Just because I get it. I mean, you want to be able to do it,
I think the Hirsch was where I saw my first concert. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think if I saw
everybody.
one before that.
Who was it?
Kirk Franklin.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's good, too.
Probably was around 9 or 10, somewhere.
Come on!
Do you want a revolution?
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
It's easy when I got a cold.
He's a little man.
He is
He is a small person.
a wee little man.
Yeah.
All right, you asked Carol about Australia. She
day,
said, "What do you want to know about Australia?" I'm watching 6:50 a.m. I got up at 4:45 and did a bike ride and ate breakfast. Now sitting down to watch you.
You're a
Built
beast.
different.
I'm gonna tell you that is so awesome.
Came to Simple Church
Now,
in
what city?
2017. Well, then she went on and said, "Please pray for my region." You're talking about things going on to pray for. A yacht capsized in Ballina, New South Wales. The whole region is very upset. Locals woke up to this terrible tragedy today.
Yeah, we'll definitely be praying for y'all down
Just
there.
think
That's
all the things going on around the world.
I mean, it's a lot. There's no
It
doubt.
is.
Definitely be praying.
But
for
yes, yeah. So,
So
I don't,
New Wales, but Ballina, Ballina.
I don't know. Give me a major city close to it.
Sure,
Is it
let me-
Sydney?
Let me get on that.
You know, she'll probably tell us. But what I love about Australia, I don't know a whole lot about it other than what I've seen on documentaries and watching Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I've
and
never been.
growing up, but it is very scary. They have some of the most deadly snakes in the world are in Australia.
And
I do
that's
know
why
that,
you
which I
won't
hate
get
snakes,
through
as
there.
we all know.
Speaking of snakes, my mom calls me this morning before I got the kids out the door.
And there it comes.
She tells me about how they had a snake at their house yesterday, right? Which her telling me the story, my dad telling me the story, two completely different stories.
Absolutely.
Yeah, huh?
But she then follows in that she was on her way to a doctor's appointment, and that my dad had a doctor's appointment as well.
Sounds like old people talk.
Yeah,
talk.
you know, like
got it.
That's what they do.
7:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
My son then tells my mother-in-law. She calls me and she goes, "Hey, is your Campbell's telling me that there was a snake at your parents' house and your dad's in the hospital?" I was like,
Stretch the
"That's not
truth a
exactly
little.
what
That
happened.
sounds-
Those are all facts, but
That sounds
none
like-
of them were together."
That sounds like a typical man. He's growing up to be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Misheard.
Yeah, it was funny.
8 hours north of Sydney, 2 hours south of Brisbane.
Yeah, Brisbane down there.
On the
There's
far
8 hours
east
of
coast.
Australia to go through.
Big place.
That's a
Oh, I'm
big
telling
island.
you, man, but it's a lot of nothing too. Isn't it a lot of desert and
In
stuff?
the middle of it, I believe.
Yeah, it's
We have a
hot.
geography
Because there's
lesson
only
today.
so much that's inhabitable.
Well, we're trying to make sure Australia knows we love them.
Yeah.
We're down with it. The best thing about this is, and then she will be totally offended by this, but I got to say it. You got to love the blooming onion, though. If nothing else, you got to love a blooming onion.
I
authentic
love
Australian.
I'm just
blue
saying.
onion.
I mean, good day there. What are you talking about?
It may not be authentic, but every time I go to
Oh,
Outback, you best believe I'm getting
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm talking about.
That's right. And she said, Justin's Australian accent's actually pretty good.
Yeah, so I'm working on it.
I got to 10 in person 2019. Blessed to be a part of it. And then Terry said, "You paid to get in Hirsch?" ?
Yeah, well, not always. Very true. Those were the good old days. They had smoke doors, so people came out to smoke at times. It's so funny at the Hearst back in the day. And when we were young, being much faster and much skinnier, we didn't have any money either. And, you know, even $15 must have been more than we wanted to spend. So we would literally run by the people that were guarding the doors and get into Hearst, hop over the rail. And if you got on the floor, they couldn't find you. So literally, you would just go, "All right, who's going?" And when they would crack that door open, you would just go. You'd
We
hop
had
in.
different color shirts on. We take them off once we got in.
Oh no, they couldn't keep up with it because you remember it's got the hallway. Once you knew the halls too, you'd go, okay, when you go in that door, you're going to go left and you're going to go right and you're going to be to the gate. You're going to be to where you can get in the pit. And so you'd go hit, boom, 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 and you'd be in. And then you say, everybody meet up at this location, like,
Rendezvous.
That's
on
so
the
funny.
stage, yeah, or I mean on the floor or whatever. And the
How
cool,
many times do you do that?
Sounds like a professional.
bunch.
He's
got
a
it down.
professional, so it,
But back then it's the '80s. It's so weird.
Crime wasn't a thing. It's fine.
You know,
Stealing.
it's really no. You
Breaking
can't
and
about
entering.
that.
Stealing wasn't a thing.
Man, listen, it was
just
like
some young guys looking to hear some good music.
That's right.
no.
Couldn't afford it.
And back then that was, I mean, the place, man. Think about that's what we're talking about. How much time's changed just in the way things have.
What was the downfall of the Hirsch? Why did it stop being the place?
Horrible.
The sound
you know.
was terrible.
Yeah, sound was terrible.
But
The
it was
reason
good then?
No, but
No.
the reason they did it, it was the at one point the largest copper top building in the world. Now that's interesting because that top on there was copper, so it was made for the fair. So you had like they would do farm animals one time, a rodeo, and a concert. So it was just an arena like the Coliseum. Well, the sound was bad, and it was so bad that is why when Eddie Van Halen married Valerie Bertinelli, she was from here.
Okay.
They practiced here. They used the Hirsch
if it sounded
Coliseum
good there.
because if it sounded good there, then it could sound good anywhere.
And it's one of the hardest buildings to rig in also.
Yep.
So all the tours would come in here to try to rig in there because
It's like a challenge.
and the first concert ever with Sammy Hagar as their lead singer was in Shreveport, Louisiana. Just a little trivia for you. So the first
And
time,
it creates its own clouds and will rain in there.
yeah, well, and it's really outdated.
Yes.
I mean, now the good
The
thing, the
copper
mud bugs,
It really does.
Yeah, Musket and all them have put a lot of money into it to make it lay better than it was. I mean, because it's just been upgraded and better. But back in the day, I mean, that was just the place. I mean, you went to see. I saw Garth Brooks there. That was the biggest place you could see Garth Brooks. New Kids on the Block. Saw them there with Bobby Stevenson, by the way, which was weird. You know,
But not
like
picked you for
no, I would have.
an
And that was because
NKOTB
I think
guy.
his sister Julie, which goes to Simple Church, got us free tickets.
That sounds right. You didn't have to.
They
sneak
didn't have
into
to
that
jump the
one.
rail on that
Yeah,
one.
that's
No,
right.
I was like, that was 90s.
You were post running days.
Yeah, 90s. I mean, what it was in the 90s. I don't know when it officially stopped. I guess maybe just got outdated, you know, because BGA got built, and so
that was like into the 90s, 2000s.
I don't know when
The BJA was like
CenturyLink, CenturyTel.
2001.
Yeah, that sounds right. Early
Yeah.
2000s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
because we were already.
They have a bunch of computers in front of us.
yeah, so
That's
that.
true.
We could look it up.
But that's the reason why. Is once that was built, then why would you go to Hirsch? I mean, because of modern technology, rigging, sound, seats, all that. But I don't know if they tune into Backstage with Simple Church to hear about that. But that's why we can.
That's what they got.
They don't know what they're tuning in
They
for.
tune in for comments
True.
like this. Lynette McCauley said, I saw Rick Springfield at the Horseshoe, and he danced and played guitar on my table.
Amen. That's what I'm talking about. And do not tell me where you put $1 out there.
Lynette might have. Lynette might
I mean,
have.
he's shirtless most of the time now. For an 80-year-old man, he's still running shirtless.
Really?
And he's built, cuz I can tell you one thing: Open Eyes reunion tour, I will not be shirtless. You will not see me Papa.
You don't want to go to Stonebridge with a shirt off? You're not going to go in there.
No, man. If that's what
man.
you're looking for, keep on driving.
Go watch Rick Springfield.
God, I mean, I'm telling you, Rick's got
80-year-old
it.
Rick
I loved
Springfield.
Rick.
Yeah, but you know who's going to do it
I
now?
think it was hers.
Greg's going to be up
Greg
there
can do
shirtless
it.
now.
Greg
He
could
could do it.
And then just again, one more Australian. We're going to go with parenting. Carol said, we have awful, deadly brown snakes in our housing estates. Have you ever heard of Byron Bay? U.S. celebrities move there. Ballina is how she said to pronounce it. Ballina, where she lives.
No.
They need-
But hey, I mean, since we're right on the edge of being a celebrity after this podcast, maybe we'll go
can
ahead and
afford to
move
go
on
move to
down.
Australia. There we go. When Open Eyes shirtless tour
Yeah,
takes
when
off.
the tour goes off.
Sorry,
yeah,
Australia, y'all not gonna find me.
Yeah.
Josh
Snakes
is out.
Mountain.
I'd love to be. Now, is she ever coming back? Just I know we're moving on, but like, is
Carol,
she going to
let
visit?
us know.
I need to lay my eyes on and talk to the Australian.
Friends
You
with
come-
Alyssa Gunn, so we'll go through
Yeah.
this. I'll tell her
Oh,
to bring
I
her
love
back.
come visit.
I
You
saw
coming
her
on
this
the
Sunday, by the
podcast.
way. She was here, so she's doing
There you
good.
go. The year 2000, the CenturyLink Center opened.
Yep. Makes
Yep.
sense.
There you go.
And that was, I mean, in our area, people, you know, if you think about it, if Bossier didn't build that, we would have no concerts here.
It's true.
Well, and that arena is one of the largest arenas in the country.
Yeah.
Like, it's 14,000. Most arenas are around like 7.
Really?
Until you get to like the NBA size arenas that are. But even then, like American
They're only
Airlines is only
20?
18,000.
Yeah.
It's not that much bigger than
Wow.
that one.
Well, we did church there a long time too.
Yeah, we did.
Absolutely.
We definitely would do that too. Which who would have thought that back in the day? Speaking of Backstage with Simple Church, we were talking about all that's going on, like remodeling offices up here, and Ricky and Annette Davison came.
Yeah,
They saw it for
so.
the first time. All the remodel, they were tripping on everything because now you're here, you get used to it. But like when you redo the turf and everything,
On started the church.
yeah,
and
it's
then
like
moved
you
away.
know, it's pretty awesome what we've been able to accomplish. But I do miss the arena, you know, when you can get in there and have a little fun. And you know, there were some things we're talking about today backstage with Simple Church that there might be something going on in July around here. So outdoor,
Hopefully coming.
We'll see.
Hopefully coming.
Yep.
Kathy Carter said she saw Johnny Cash there in the 60s, and Lynette McCauley said, I did not put $1 in, but he still looks good.
Yeah, I like Lynette's honesty. I promise you, that's awesome.
Drifted into the
man.
other podcast.
You gotta love it. This is
Gotta
why you
love
have
it.
backstage.
You never
with
know
Sim.
where
You-
it's going to That's why I don't make notes.
Yeah, Evan used to have a real questions. When I came on, it just turned into I have no idea where we're going.
We're going to talk about shirtless Rick Springfield.
He
Right
used
now.
Evan used to send out text messages.
Yeah,
that were
like it
long.
don't
we're
matter
gonna
now.
hit
You
this,
gotta
You know how
do
you
this.
get the text that has the arrow?
You're going to ride the lightning.
Yeah, well, the truth is because if it's backstage, you want to know what we're thinking.
That's right.
You want to know what we're walking
interact
through.
with you.
We
We
want to
have to
interact
hear
with you.
with
Yeah,
you.
you want your questions. I still like it because if they ask questions, then it kind of helps other people. Because I was at the fire. This is funny. One of the firemen, I will not say who, Kerry Harper. He says,
watching,
"I listen."
he's in there.
Oh yeah, Kerry was like, "Hey, he goes." I said, "Man, I got to go because I got to go on the podcast." He said, "Well, I'm still listening. I'm gonna try to mess you up, because people that jack with us love having fun with it. But it's really an inside track of what's going on. It can go anywhere, but you can determine where it goes too. You can say, hey, let's talk about this or that. Because I felt weird speaking this past week. We'll switch gears to the sermon. What is interesting to me about speaking about kids, it's always a challenge to me. And the reason why is I think about all the other people that are not in that stage or that don't have kids and that they go, man, that one really don't work for me. So generally speaking, it's a tough one to cover, but it's necessary because there's a lot with kids. So even as I was talking about things, I find myself in my mind going, how can I make this make sense for somebody else that doesn't have kids or they're a different stage? Or, as some friends brought up, it doesn't always go your way. Now, we didn't know this about Stillman and all that, but like it's a new baby, and we showed the picture in pre-show. We're excited, and then we find out there's some things that you're going through that still test your faith, that you go, oh my gosh, like, why am I going through this? And still to this day, anybody who says that they know, I just can't believe that. I have a feeling you got to come back and go, man, I don't really understand it. I just have to keep trusting God and trying my best to live by faith, which is not what I can see. Because that's like when I was preaching that last past week, that's what makes faith so weird and so difficult. It's like I know what he says and I believe what he says, but I can't see it. And then what I'm experiencing is not lining up with that. So that makes this journey very difficult and very challenging. And I want to tell people when they say that, exactly. That's why Christianity is very challenging. It's because it's pushing you to do something you're absolutely not comfortable doing, because we want control and we want to know everything, and we think we do, and then when we don't,
but then when you get on the other side of it, it's like, look at what God did.
Exactly.
Right.
Like,
But it is the modern age we live in that we do have more a feeling of control than ever. I mean, you
Yeah.
think about people in Jesus' time that literally didn't know where their next meal's coming
Oh,
from, and all these
absolutely.
things. Now you can
I
pretty
can have
much
us a 10-course meal here in 20
insulate
minutes.
yourself.
from the
Yeah, and
phone.
even, I mean, there are people in poverty, there are people who do it, but we are the wealthiest country in the wealthiest time in human history with the most medicine, and you feel invincible. You feel like everything's fine.
Yeah.
And there are people that could live for a long time without having to face tragedy, without having to see the people right out there in the street, their neighbors, the people going through, and you can make it to where you do have a sense of control more than any other people in history. And you can block out, see what you want to see,
Right.
hear what you want to hear, pretend there's stuff not going on.
And then even in that, though, don't you think that, because you're right, 100%, but isn't it funny how when you think you have all of that control, there's still things that just, for
And that's the
example,
problem.
whether it's a waiter, they didn't come on the time you wanted, or internet goes out, or, whatever.
And you
You're
see
like,
people lose it in these videos.
Right,
People
yeah.
losing their stuff, driving traffic.
yeah, it's just a funny world that we're in, because with technology advancing the way it has, you do have this sense of, okay, and then you don't.
My favorite one, I think you've shown it before, is the Louis C.K. when he's talking about flying and the Wi-Fi's out in the plane. He's a comedian. No,
I don't remember if
maybe do that, but he's like, we're mad that you can't get internet in an airplane. You're flying. You're in a metal bird flying, and you're mad because of
dude,
Wi-Fi.
every now and then I get on the flight and I'm like, I hope the Wi-Fi doesn't work.
It's like, this is a wonder of humanity, and you lose your stuff. And we all,
And I'm still of this way now. I'm still too old school, I guess. I like it when there's nothing. I don't like going to the beach and, when we go down there and having to worry about the internet. Like, even with the staff and all that stuff. I know we have it and
Right.
you do it, but like, there's something about forcing yourself not to. Yesterday, me and Emma were on the porch. We came home from church. Emma had a bad migraine, so she wasn't here. And so I drove home quickly, not feeling well myself, just make sure she was all right. But we sat out there. It was a beautiful day.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And we spent like 2 or 3 hours out there before we knew it. And I was thinking, man, this was better. And then I found myself and went back in and got on TikTok or whatever. And I'm like, it's like,
easy to
it's
suck back
easy to
in.
do. It's like, I don't know, man. That part I don't like really. I mean, I know, you got to have it, and we're on it. That's what's going on. It's the world. But there's something about when you can disconnect. You can pull away for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's one of my biggest battles I'm trying to fight right now is getting off of that. Stop being on that thing constantly.
It's tempting.
Because you get into the throes of it. You start scrolling, and before you know it, it's not 2 and 3 hours outside. It's 2 and 3 hours on.
They're paying a lot of money to keep you on there, keep your attention, and sell you ads.
Well, and I don't know what the future will be, as we've discussed many times. But we're talking about kids and all this other stuff. Emma's going to be a teacher, and she was talking about attention spans and the classes they're taking, and the same way you're doing a sermon, it's like, I promise you the only thing probably people really remember about yesterday's sermon was the duck video. You know what I'm saying? And it's because it has to connect with you. Something in our world, and now it's so fast, it's hard to keep your attention. And so then as a communicator or a educator, whether that's public education, private, or whatever, it's like, that's a challenge. Like when you're going, like, how am I going to get the point across where you're going to listen and pay attention enough to, and in this world, like even right now, podcast, I think, work because you're just talking and you can be doing anything. Everybody's probably working or sitting around the house. They're not really. It's just kind of background noise. You
just want to listen.
Yeah, it's background noise or whatever. But like, somebody asked me the other day, they said, how many services y'all do? I said, we do 3. And they were like, well, what time? It's like 9, 10, 11. They were like, how? I was like, fast. That's how. They're like, you mean to tell me you get people in and out of there? And he said, like, how fast? I said, 40 minutes. They couldn't wrap their head around it because in a traditional setting, it's like an hour and a half
at least
for a service. And then it may be 30 minutes of music and an hour of speaking or whatever. And in this world, I'm like, it'd be hard for me to go back to that. I mean, even attending, not just trying to, to communicate, sure, you can talk forever. But like an hour and a half is a lot.
There's different styles.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not wrong. I'm not saying our way's right.
I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Because we've gone to other church services and it takes you back. You remember.
Well, and I did a wedding this weekend, and I was joking with them all because they're from down South Louisiana, and I was like, all right, who's Catholic? Who does this at a wedding, by the way? But I did. They're like, hey,
crowd work.
Raise their hands. I said, well, you can thank God it's not going to be a mass today. I'm going to be the short-winded preacher. And everybody starts laughing, but I'm like, who wants to go to a wedding and hear a sermon? I hadn't. You want to get in, get out too on that, just because you're there to have a good time, and they don't need to hear what I say about that. I don't know if this is at all appropriate, but we're keeping it real.
There you go. Let us know in the comments.
It's all part of it.
It can't be worse than yesterday. You said, me and Angie had a good time making these kids.
I still do. Hey, let's talk about it.
If you had listened
closely,
if you had listened closely, you would have heard me from the back of the crowd at 11 say, "Amen,
amen."
I got a minute. I got to go get my kids, but go ahead.
I'm just saying, relations are a good thing. So when you've been married for 28 years, coming on 29 years, that you still love your wife and love making love to your wife, that's a good thing, brother. As I tell her all the time, there's no greater worship. I don't need no worship album, baby. I need Lord kind of worship.
The Lord's kind of worship.
Amen.
into that just after dark podcast.
There he comes. And Angie right now is mortified. I can promise.
Turning over.
Turn it over.
Well, but when we grew up in church, let's keep it
Never
all
talked
real.
about it.
Dude, it was weird. Everybody's weirded out by it. You look at where we are and how things have changed and how still weird it is when it's what God created for us to enjoy in the context of marriage. And to bring it up, that's why I always kind of have a little joke and throw it in there when I can, just because I don't want people growing up thinking it's weird that it's not that way. Come on, man, we got to enjoy it. And it should be enjoyable. And my kids get grossed out by it too, but I have fun with it just to make sure they know, hey, man, you better enjoy it. It's one of the big 3 in a marriage. Don't forget that. Marriage. You want me to give them to you before you go? Go ahead. Finances. Communication and sex. So if you're not, if one of those areas you're struggling in, then you're going to be struggling in your marriage. And if you're struggling in one, many times you're struggling in all 3.
Preach.
That's
Amen.
extra.
That's it. Jordan's tagging out on that.
He's got to go to
be a
bed.
Get my
dad.
kids
Say,
from
speaking
swim.
of kids,
Swim. Never stop.
Well, have fun.
No fear parenting. Let's talk about some kid stories, because I was going to recap the beginning there. It's funny. Hannah, whenever she had a couple injuries. And Emma, Christmas morning.
Yes.
The marshmallow is my favorite one.
But that's real talk,
Yeah.
too. Like, I mean, Angie.
Was there one more that got cut that didn't make it, you think, at the top of your head? You got one more funny story for us?
Well, I mentioned in one of the hours where Emma brought it up to me when I got home yesterday when Ian slammed her hand in the car door.
Oh.
And just looks at us like her hand is caught, totally caught in the door, and you can't, she couldn't even scream. She was so in pain, you just sit there like in shock.
Yeah.
And I like I said yesterday, we got off relatively easy because the one I didn't bring up is this is boy stuff is I remember we had a big ball, like I don't know what kind of, like almost like a beach ball, but it was that size. Mm-hmm. Ian was little. He ran up to try to kick it, and he missed it, and he landed on it, and it threw him back, and he landed on his neck weird. Oh. Like we were out in the backyard, it looked like he broke his neck. Mm. And in those moments, you're like,
kids are resilient, but
yeah, I mean, then I go over there and Angie, Angie's a nurse, in her mind, what I'm saying? So she's like, don't touch him. We've got a whatever it is. And I mean, he's crying, but then he's like, they're flexible. They're able to do things that we're not able to do.
Mm-hmm. God made them that way.
But yeah, all of that is fearful. But I'm not a good, when my kids are sick or hurt, I'm not a good dad. I mean, it hurts me too much.
I was gonna say, what kind of not good?
Oh, and Angie will tell you this in a heartbeat. I don't like anybody around me being sick. I would much rather, like with me having this, the heart, thank you, Jesus, it's me. Absolutely. Because I don't do well with, like Ian, when he was a kid and he'd throw up and be sick, it'd just break my heart. I'd have to go in there and be with him and wipe his head down. And, and if, like Emma yesterday, it was a good example. Angie said, hey, Emma's got a migraine. Well, the whole day in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, like it's the whole no fear parenting. I'm like, God, I trust you, of course. But then you go, is she okay? So then I get home and go in there and kind of wake her up. She's like, I feel good or better, Dad. I needed to know that. I still get hung up on whether a kid. So that's why my heart breaks for every parent that's going through whatever form of, whether it's a surgery or whether that's sickness or, worst case, obviously losing your child, which we've had that, unfortunately. It makes me more sympathetic and empathetic to them for sure.
Absolutely. Josh, you got a kid story?
You want funny or what?
Let's go lighter.
He got a lot more kids.
Oh gosh. So everybody on here may not be familiar. I do these things called Domisms where my middle son, Dom, he's 9. He's great. He's the funniest kid you'll ever meet, but doesn't always make the greatest choices. And I think of one time when he was in his room. We have cameras. We have a camera in his room because the pets stay in his room so we can see them when we're on vacation. Well, one day, he had to be like 6 maybe. We were watching on the camera. He jumped off of his bed to try and grab the cord from the fan and was trying to swing from it because he thought he was Spider-Man.
Yep,
that's what I'm talking
and you
about.
Could hear. You could hear from the room when the thing snapped. And you could hear Courtney yell on the camera, "Dom, stop trying to be like Spider-Man."
That is so awesome.
That's all she said.
And that's just one of many, many stories about him. He is a wild child. But he's a good dude.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, ours, again, not funny at all in the moment. Worst day of our life, Eliza, our middle, runs out in front of a car and got hit by a car.
I know, that's crazy.
Terrifying. But now I'm very concerned because she thinks it is very funny to make that like an icebreaker or bring that up to people. And people don't know how to take her. So she's like, yeah, I got hit by a car. Or you want to hear the story about the time I got hit by a car? And they're like, what? Like, are
that
you okay?
Is
and she is using that as like her
That's
dark
a good opener,
humor,
though.
I guess.
You're gonna get
and she laughs and goes on playing. And they come up to us and are like, did she really get hit by a car? It's like, yeah. And she thinks it's funny. Which I hope she learned the lesson. She hadn't done it again.
That's like Layla loving to tell people that all the kids in her family, they all have different dads. It doesn't mention anything else.
Correct, but
I don't want to tell them that her and her brother are adopted.
Actually true.
That is funny.
Dark humor.
Oh,
okay,
man.
that's it. But we'll go a little scripture. I always like to sprinkle that in here towards the end.
Good.
You made it this far in Galatians 6:7. Do not be fooled. A man will get back whatever he plants. And you talked about you reap what you sow. The quiet times in the car, I think, was kind of the illustration of that.
Yeah, me and Angie were talking about this yesterday afternoon on the porch because she got home and we were reflecting on.
Not on Tish Tosh.
No, we weren't. But in what I don't know if it was as clear as I wanted to make it, but what I was thinking when I wrote that out is that so often we're teaching that to our kids, telling our kids, like, you better be careful because, like, when you do this, you're going to do this. But as a parent, we don't always think about that principle applies to us. Like, so we're teaching it, but we don't necessarily mean it. That's us. So when I go back to kids, like, right, it's kind of like if you go back and go, how obedient to Christ am I as a parent?
And do they see that?
And then when they see that, when you're teaching them that, it's like you're reaping what you're sowing, and then they're reaping what they're sowing.
And they reap what you sow
right.
for them.
Yeah. So all of those principles are still there. So it's like you got to come back and go, and so many times, and Emma was the one that was bringing it up. We were just talking about unfortunate other family situations. Like, it doesn't matter who it is or what's going on. Like, it could be a single mom is in a different situation. She's doing all that she can do, and she's, trying, and she's doing all this stuff. Well, then this kid, there's not another person to partner with her or to help her, or, the financial situation is tough. And then the next thing you know, it's like, it's not always exactly right, because sometimes that kid, even though you've done everything you can do, they still go AWOL.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not like it's a one-all, be-all.
100%.
But as I said, it's just better than the option of not trying to be obedient, because the more obedient we are, then the more blessings we get. But also the kids learn that, and there's a better chance of them going, man, I remember seeing that. And the best examples I've done that with my kids was when God's come through for us in ways that didn't make sense, whether it was the house that I told you a couple of weeks ago, whatever it was about Bo Barganier. And I'm like, we weren't perfect. It's not like we lived a sinless life by any stretch of imagination, but we were trying, and our heart was, man, God, we want to do it. And then our obedience led to God blessing us in a way that we didn't know. Well, then that kid gets to see that. Well, they did, sow in. We believe in you, God, and we're faithful where we are, and we're not comparing, and we're good. And then all of a sudden, God blesses you with something else that you didn't think was coming. You go, man, that was his faithfulness. He really is gracious and merciful, and it's new every day, and you get another opportunity to go for it. So you can't beat yourself up if you didn't get it right. And in our house, which is different, but I think all of my kids would say, we really try to have a good time. So it's not this wouldn't shock anybody. I love Jesus, and I love his principles and his word, but I am not super serious. There are times that you try to make sure they understand it.
And those things are not exclusive.
Right.
A lot of Christians make it seem that way.
But I think the reason why is because of, especially with PKs, pastors' kids, you want them to know, it's like, man, you can have some fun. Like, go and enjoy some life, and don't be so stuck in the mud. And, and I never thought I was going to be a preacher, so I don't see myself as that. That's weird still. No, and I cuss way too much. My kids hear me doing all that, and that's not just for, most time it's for fun. I like just being silly or whatever. Occasionally it's because I'm angry, and that's where I think it becomes real sin, but like when we're cutting up and playing, and a house full of laughter and joy goes a long way, and you reap what you sow. So my kids usually are pretty good cut-ups. Hannah, you get Hannah going in and they're going to roll. You can get Ian going. They all know how to have a good time, where if you're full of anxiety and worry, and that's what you are literally planning every day into the kid's life,
and you think you're helping them and doing a favor.
And that's why that book that I put out there, that was one of the things that I immediately got out of it. It was like, really, you're putting that in them. There's some, yes, in the world there, but they're learning some of those things from you. So I'm thankful that God made my personality the way it is. It's not a perfect personality by any stretch, but I'm not a super worried guy, and I definitely don't like uptight Christians. And I thank God that my kids didn't go that route. They didn't live out their walk with Christ super.
Because you modeled it. You guys.
Yeah, and I go back and thank God, and that we had the chance to do that in Simple Church, because coming up on 19 years.
Not a lot of church staffs have as fun as we do.
No, like right now, it's like we went out and tried to milk a cow.
We did,
but I did touch an udder. I'd like to say for the record, I'd like
Randy,
to say the inappropriate word.
In there. Thank you for not.
But I want you to know that they told me we had high expectations of milking a cow, like with these natural God-given hands.
Like they did all of our ancestors.
And then what did I go in there and do? They say, man, you can't touch his udder. That's
want to mess up production.
Yeah, it's just I mean the milk's still good.
Randy, great. Morel Farms,
Oh,
thanks hooking us up. Excellent
Randy was
chocolate
phenomenal.
milk.
I don't know
Super
how much
sharp
we
guy.
have left, but I mean,
You
I
might
always
not have the touch. That's might not why he didn't want you.
Somebody didn't show up.
yes, yeah. Well, that's your fault because that's your loss. You're the Jesse James of your own life.
Evan, did you use the bathroom at the Crawfish Boil?
I actually did not. My kids did. We had a house.
Did they have an enjoyable
They
experience?
did.
Yeah.
Because I was spending 4 hours cleaning my kid's bathroom.
Well,
Shout out to Dom again.
Host with the
If
most.
you ever had a boy, you know.
You know.
Yeah, I do know.
Gets after dark, but No Worry Parenting is the book. We'll put a link in the show notes there. Or, I'm sorry, Worry Free Parent.
Yeah.
And so Sissy Goff is great, and so we would love for you to check that out. if you're looking
I
for
haven't read the
resource.
whole thing. I've
Mallory and them are going through their life group.
yeah, in their life group. It really appears to be good. And then Christy was talking about today in staff meeting. She may be doing a life group on another one of the books she was saying. So you can just be looking for that. Maybe we may talk about it Sunday. So she was trying to decide, but
Pass it out.
That'll be good.
yeah, if you're a older, wiser, more experienced parent, it's always good to teach somebody else. Give
Start a
them a
life
little mentor.
Amen.
Yeah.
I'm always seeking out
You know?
advice from people that have been doing this a little longer.
I mean, really, and even if you're just a little ahead, you're ahead of somebody.
Yep.
You know, so like mistakes you've learned or things that you've, you know.
It's funny you mentioned that reap what you sow point. You know, I was kind of reflecting on. So when I met Layla was 4 when Courtney and I started dating, and I'd met her or whatever. And, you know, Chloe just turned 4. So now this is the first time that I had done ages 1 through 4. Dom was 4 when he came to live with us too. And so now that I've done this first 4 years with Chloe, I kind of look back on meeting Layla at this point, and I'm like, now I see what kind of foundational work I was working with, because Courtney got Layla when she was 1.5, maybe.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's still stuff from before Courtney even got her that, you know, is built within her. You know, she's got a lot of things that she deals with and stuff that she's trying to work through. Layla, I'm talking about. And just understanding, like, those years 1 through 4 are just as important as all the other ones, you know, laying a lot of foundational work on just, you know, how you're living, how you're surviving. You know, she wasn't in the greatest situation. And so it has given me a more of an appreciation of how far Layla has come, because she's a great kid.
And that's
She
why.
hit the jackpot with great parents.
Yeah, I was going to
Great
say,
mom.
it's like, well, the truth is, too, like, really, Courtney and y'all really, Courtney, before you, decided to do all that, which is amazing and miraculous and incredibly inspiring, because she does a phenomenal job at it. And then I think when y'all came in together, 2 of y'all together, whether you see it or not, they're learning and adapting, and there's things
Changed
that
the
make
course
it
of their
better.
lives, yeah.
Yeah, that would not happen as a result. So that's, to me, is the real. It's one thing to be a parent of your own kids, and that's very, very important. It's a whole other thing to take on the role for someone that didn't have that. That to me is a Jesus thing that's incredible. I love the fact that y'all have done it, and I admire it, and I wish I had that in me. I mean, Angie, we always joke about it still, and I'm like, Angie, look, I got a heart condition now. I mean, don't you realize? Like, I mean, things is going down, Angie. Just to hang on for a second, you know.
No, it's good and encouraging to hear that, because parenting is one of those things that's, you look at it and it's like, I don't know if this is working, and I'm not going to find out till they're about 18 or 19.
You plant those seeds,
and
you
I
don't
put
know
them out
what's
in the
gonna
world.
happen. That's
Hopefully they
exactly
listen
right.
to some of the stuff I told them, but
That's right.
Oh, I promise you. I mean, I think that's the hard part, is you don't really know for sure. But I think that's what that scripture is talking about. You know, when you're teaching your kids, it's they don't forget it. Now, they may not always live by it, but
You
it's
might
in
not
there.
see it for a while, yeah.
Yeah, it's
I do
in there.
think we get reminded from time to time, though, that they're listening, because there'll be little things they'll say or stuff they'll do where they, you know, it's like, that's something I would have said. Oh, I did tell them that, or, you know, so
Sneaks up
some
on
of it's sticking, you know.
Well, the funny part, and this was just yesterday, we were talking about this too, is Emma was out there and she was like, when me and Ian and Hannah get together, all we do is we see y'all's parents in you and Angie. And I was like, oh, Lord, you know, like, your parent has an influence on you. And when your kids can see you looking like your parents, and then you start realizing, and hey, by the way, little rugrats, y'all are going to be like us. You know,
Your
it's
time's
like
coming.
your time's coming. But it's funny because
You don't think you are. You think you're
no.
yourself. You're unique, you're original.
right,
And yeah.
you're like, and then you go back and
Oh.
go. But then I look in the mirror now, and I'm like, woof, man, I'm really starting to look like my dad. And then, but my dad, the one thing I love about my dad, I mean, he was a cut up, man. He really had a fun side of who he was, yeah. And that's part of why I think I'm the way I am, you know. My mom was a hard worker, and that combination makes you kind of who you are. So you go back and go, well, put the best of that in those kids. And there's faults, of course, on everybody, but that's where you look back and go, okay, I think they're getting it. And one of the best funny story about that, Ian, he had gotten into a situation where he was going to start a business, and this is one of the funniest things ever. But you never think your parents know what's going on. And I was like, Ian, I just wouldn't do that, Ian. I think you need to do blah blah blah, whatever. He did it anyway, which is awesome,
God bless.
And it didn't go well, And he comes back to me later, and he's like, Dad, I probably should have listened on that. I'm like, hey, man, that's how you learn, though. I mean, really, it's not like you go, we're only trying to do the best we can, and it's not guaranteed. But the one thing you try to do as a parent, like you want to see them honoring God with their life. And just real quick to brag on Alan, because Jake, his son, Alan just shared something, and he sent me a video that was really cool. And I ain't had a time to even tell Alan. I'm not even responding because we get in these threads. That's the one pet peeve too. Like,
you're
man,
not a group text guy.
Good God, it's like I can't even process all that's happening fast enough. All right, and then I'm left behind, but I'm still thinking about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's in my head. But Jake, one of his sons, he created a woodworking business, which I'd love to put some in the Do Good store, by the way. Alan, just remind me to ask Jake about it. But he's making all this wood, okay? So I knew Jake from they were little. You know what I'm saying? Like watching him grow up as kids. And I mean, it's like, and then he is taking the money and going viral like Mr. Beast and giving it away in local Walmarts and stuff.
That's cool.
And he's videoing himself. Like he went up on this random lady and her child. It was a black lady, and looked like they probably were needing a little extra help, honestly. They were not in a good place. And this kid, on his own, with hard working to make this money and to make this product, and this little boy, you can't tell because we got to work on camera work, Jake, by the way. It's like, I mean, you don't know, you can't see what's going on fully, but he walks up and he did it in a cool way. He walked up and said, hey, ma'am, you dropped this money. And she was like, baby, I ain't dropped that money. I didn't drop nothing. And he's like, oh, no, you did. And she's like, do what? Well, the little boy's in there. And he's like, Mama, that's a bunch of hundreds. And he was like, ma'am, I want you to have this or whatever. And that interaction, like as a parent, like it's cool that you're doing woodworking, and it's cool that he's using his gifts but to know that he's got the Jesus part down where it's like, dude, if I can bless somebody and help somebody, I mean, like he's not my son, but I'm like, proud. That's cool, man. I mean, and like, and all of us we all are Christians trying to figure it out. So like, all of us have grown up like open eyes guys. I'll go back to them. We've all seen each other go through all this, and then now we have our kids, which that's a whole nother weird thing, because we had our life.
And your kids are the age y'all were when y'all met and were hanging out and doing music.
Right, and then you're watching them do things like Hannah went with me to Linwood and loved on those kids as we hand out those cards people made and everything. And Hannah goes, Dad, this is what I live for. This is, and I'm thinking like, all of us are so blessed when you're able to look back at your kids. I mean, y'all's are no different. Both of y'all have great kids that are doing these awesome things. I can think of all these examples. But what's really awesome is when you're older and you look back and now it's like, dude, it really is who they are. And it's like, it makes you realize it's like this parenting thing was tough. It's difficult. It's challenging.
You don't know if you're doing good some days.
Yeah, but when they go back in the back and Dom is like, let me tell you about my grades, Mr. John. And
or signing with a kid that's new here.
My boy's got all his grades up right now.
There you go,
That's
Dom.
right, dog. Keep
Shout
it
out,
up.
Dom.
Keep it up, dog. Hey, and the truth is, ain't nobody going to remember them grades anyway, cuz. Just do you.
Don't listen, Dom. Don't listen to that part yet.
It's teaching the lesson to finish.
I got in trouble for saying that. So.
It's teaching the lesson to finish. We understand. Like, be good at it. Finish the work. Or I get it. But we joke about it. You're
right.
But what is really important beyond that is who they are. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying, y'all got great kids. And as you age, I mean, now it's hard to believe I'm almost 60 years old. That's still weird.
Middle school in August. Layla's be there with us.
Come on, we
and
gonna
like
have a good
Layla,
time.
I mean, look, all of them though. Like, but imagine if you had a church full, a world full, a community full of kids that don't make it about themselves, and your kids don't. And that's the ultimate goal. Like if there's a parent out there, that's what I always try to tell is like we all struggle with it.
Sure.
But y'all have set the paradigm in your home. It's not about us.
That's my favorite phrase I've taken from you.
And
It's
so
not
then
about
we
you.
go back, and then when you see a kid come in there and they go, hey, how can I not make it about me? And then the irony is, it's not that you don't have your gifts and your talents and your abilities, but I'm going to use that to influence and bring joy to others and then take those resources and help other people. There's nothing better.
Because my middle school pastor when I was Nora's age was teaching me that.
Right, yeah. I mean, and I'm very grateful for all of
It
y'all.
trips me out.
Yeah. Well, and there's one, I just left a painter, and this beautiful Hispanic man. I'm telling you, his little spirit is so awesome. He painted outside of our building.
Oh, yeah.
And this is so funny. You know, I said, hey, man, I need to get bids on these projects down here. And he's like, he can barely speak English. He's working on it. He's trying real hard. And he asked me, he was like, are you trying to make money off of me? Because I want to make sure I make you money. And I looked at him just genuinely, and he couldn't wrap his head around this. I was like, hey, buddy, this is going to trip you out, but I ain't trying to make a penny. I just want you and your family to have more. And, dude, he looked at me like not understanding English, but then that other level of like, no, there's no profit for me. I want you and your familia to be, you know, blessed. I want y'all to, and they're like, and the reason I say that is like, there's nothing better feeling for me either, because I ain't really in it for me. I don't need the money. I'm like, dude, I want to hire you to do this, and if you can go support your family, that's great. And as a community, as a church, as a bunch of believers, whether you're in Australia or here, whatever, that's that Jesus principle. It's like, how can I help? How can I serve? How can I give back? And so to go to prison, Alan will use his gifts and his talents. He ain't getting checked. I mean, he plays for everybody. Crowd's busy. They make money. They do all that stuff. But the most joyful moment, I promise you, will be when he's in that prison and there's 800 prisoners going, laughing, worshiping, singing, or whatever. And it could be anybody and everybody. But some others are doing food, like they're cooking the hamburgers or the hot dogs, and you know, they're putting all this stuff out there. It's like, and until you do it, you don't really understand that. But to teach your kids that and model it and let them live it out, that's the goal, you know. It's a good thing.
That's a good note to end on. Over an hour.
That's it.
Flies by.
And Mother's Day's coming, and I
Sunday.
will say this about Mother's Day, because we'll talk about it more next week. But my mom was the best at it. My mom, both my dad and my mom did. My dad was very big in missions and did a lot, but my mom had a heart for people in the community, and she gave her life to it. And we saw that cleaning houses and people in poverty and most of my life growing up. But there's nothing like the power of a great mama, and I'm thankful for ours, that's for sure. And all those mamas out there, we're going to celebrate you this Sunday.
Absolutely.
Free stuff. We're going to have fun. You're going to laugh. You might cry, you know, but you're going to learn something. We want you to be honored and want everybody come together to celebrate them. It's going to be good.
Absolutely. So come with your mom to church. We'd love to see you this Sunday, 9, 10, and 11 here at the Boardwalk. Thanks for listening. If you're live with us on Mondays, you can listen to the audio version. Send the podcast to somebody. Spotify, Apple Podcasts goes up the next day. Or if you're listening, join us live. You never know what you're going to see over here on the Facebook.
Yeah, that's the truth.
That's right. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.